Okay, hello everybody. Today we are gonna be learning Real Thing by Alice in Chains from the Facelift album, an amazing song. So because it's an Alice in Chains song, we're gonna be using the standard tuning for Alice in Chains. That is, detuning your guitar from standard tuning in all the strings a half step down. Okay? You have to do that if you want to play along either with the studio version or any live version of the song. But we are gonna be doing this lesson on standard tuning. So with all that said, I hope this video is helpful to you and let's learn the song. Main riff. This song has a really interesting main riff. It's a really good one. So we're gonna learn that, and then there's like a second riff, but it's mostly a variation of the main riff. Okay, so that riff I just told you about, it's gonna be this one. Okay, you already saw that on the demonstration. You're gonna start all this riff by playing the low E string open, then the D string on the second fret, and then the D open. Then you're gonna play the low E string open, and then the first fret on the low E. Okay? And then after that, you're gonna play the low E string open to start the riff again. That's the main riff. Now the variation is going to be something like this. Sorry. You're going to play this first. That is the low E string open, then the second fret of the D, then go back to that low E, and then play the D open. Low E string open, the first fret on the low E, and then the low E string open one more time, and then you start the riff again. So the whole riff, first variation, should be something like this. So you end on the low E open, and then you play the low E open again to start the riff one more time. Sorry. And those are the main riffs of the song. The pre-chorus, it's only gonna be 2 chords, okay? A power chord and B power chord. The A is gonna be 5th string open and G and D on the second fret. And then the B is gonna be 2nd fret on the A and 4th fret of the D and the G. You're gonna be using only those 2 chords. And the rhythm is gonna be something like this. Different endings to the pre-chorus, but we're gonna get to that after we get the rhythm. So first you're gonna start by playing the A one time. Only at the beginning of the pre-chorus you're gonna play the A one time. After that you're gonna play it 2 times. So you start like this, 1 time, and then the B 2 times. Okay? Then you play the B 1 more time, and then 2 more times. Okay? And then to keep the pre-chorus going, you're gonna play the A instead of 1 time, 2 times, like this. Okay? The first time on the pre-chorus you play the A1 time, but then you play it 2 times. Okay? eventually you're gonna get to a point where when you finish the pre-chorus run like this, and instead of going back to the A 2 times to start again, you're gonna go back to the A 1 time, and then immediately after that you're gonna grab a double stop on the 2nd fret of the G and the B. So you should have something like this. That's the first ending, okay? Then the second ending is gonna be something like this. You're gonna do that again, that movement again you did for the last ending. And then instead of grabbing the double stop, you're gonna do a couple of bends on the G string of the 2nd fret. That's the second ending. And the third and last ending is gonna be something like this. It's almost the same as the second ending, but instead of doing the bends on the G of the 2nd fret, you're gonna do them on the low E string of the 5th fret. So you have, okay, and those are all the endings for the pre-chorus. The chorus of the song is gonna have 3 chords. Those are gonna be an F sharp power chord. So you're gonna be using your first finger to play the low E on the 2nd fret, and on the 4th fret you're gonna play the D with your pinky and the A with your ring finger. Then move this shape up 1 fret. You now have a G power chord, and the last power chord is gonna be low E and 2nd fret on the A and the D. That is an E power chord. Okay? Those are the 3 chords that you're gonna use for almost all the chorus. There is 1 chord that comes at the end, but we're gonna see it later. So the whole chorus has a rhythm like this. First, you're going between the F sharp and the G for a couple of times. You can either do down strokes or down and up strokes, like this or like this. You do it for a while until eventually you're gonna get to that G. Then you're gonna play F sharp 1 time, then F, then you're gonna move this exact same shape down 1 fret, so you're playing an F power chord. This is a chord that adds for the end of the chorus. So you go, and then when you play the E power chord, you're gonna use this E instead of only the low E to go back to the main riff like this. Okay, let's play to the chorus a little bit. Is up to you, but the order is mostly F sharp and G, and at the end goes G, F sharp, F, and then low E power chord to go back to the main riff. That's the chorus of the song. last part of the song I want to teach is the licks that also work as endings for the main riff. Okay, the first ending we see is when we're on the intro of the song. When we hear that main riff for the first time, you're gonna get to that variation, and you're gonna stop at the end of the intro on the first fret of the low E. So when you're playing the variation of the main riff, you're gonna stop on the first fret of the low E, and then you're gonna do a pick slide like this. Okay, that's what Jerry uses to go from the intro to the rest of the song. Okay, so the pick slide, it's only using this part of your pick. Okay, and you're gonna slide it on the low E string like this. Sounds better with distortion. I mean, sounds closest to the. ¿Cómo que no está grabando? Sí está grabando. Era batería nada más. So what you have to do is you gotta use this part of your pick and slide it on the low E string like this. Okay? Try not to push the string too much. Keep it up, but slide your pick either way, like this. Okay? Sounds better with distortion, or well, closer to the song with distortion. Then the second lick I want to teach you is this one. Okay? That it works for like a replacement for the main riff. So let's say you're playing the main riff. Instead of keep playing that, you can cut the flow of the main riff and replace one of the times you play the riff for this lick. That lick is going to be 5th fret of the B and high E string open. Then we're gonna keep that high E open and play the 3rd fret of the B, and then both high E and B open. Then you're gonna do a bend and release on the 2nd fret of the G and pull off from 2nd to 0. And then play the low E string open, play the 3rd fret of the low E with a slight bend, and then play the low E string open. Okay. Then another ending to the main riff is, again, you're doing that variation. Just stop on the 1st fret of the low E and then you do this. That is doing a pull off on the 19th fret to the 17th fret of the high E, then 20th fret of the B, then play the 19th fret of the G, then B on the 17th fret, and go back to that 19th fret on the G with a pen. Okay? And the last ending I want to teach you is, again, another ending for the riff, and it's gonna be something like this. You're gonna, again, do that variation riff, stop on the 1st fret of the low E and then do this. First you're gonna grab the D string on the 2nd fret and hold that note for a while, and then this lick. You're gonna play the B string open and do a bend on the G of the 2nd fret. Hold those notes for a bit, and then you're gonna repeat that movement. Release the bend, pull off from 2nd to 0, and you're gonna resume all of that on the 2nd fret of the D. Okay, and you hold that last note. And those are all the endings for the song. that is all for Real Thing by Alice in Chains. Kinda weird but cool song. It's probably the easiest song on the whole Facelift album, mainly because probably because it doesn't have a solo or any weird or really complex parts, but it is still a cool song. So I hope you enjoy playing this, and see you next time on the next video.